Hey everybody, welcome to Tea Tales Tropes. I'm Takaya,
I'm Jenna.
and this is our first episode.
So excited.
So excited to have you guys here. We hope you guys enjoy. We have a lot on the agenda today. We're going to be reviewing Mayhem and the Mortal by Shanora Williams. We're going to talk about our drink of the month. We're going to yap. So without further ado, let's get started. Now, before we get into business, let me just say, we are not authors. We are simply readers. Now, Jenna, she is published, so talk to her nice. But I want to be clear that we are simply sharing our opinions. We try to be as constructive as possible, but in the same way, when you're reading your books, you have your own opinions. We have ours. Also, keep it cute, okay? We may talk shit, we may yap, but keep it cute, okay? All that rudeness and rah rah rah, we're not doing that. You will get blocked,
Yes.
okay? We love y'all. We want y'all to be a part of it. But be nice.
I love the block button more. So
That part. All right, everybody. Without further ado, let's get into it. Jenna, tell me, girl,
yeah.
what did you do for your weekend? What did you do over the weekend?
Yeah. So I volunteered with Food Not Bombs. It's a vegan organization. And basically we just prepare food and give food to anyone who wants food, specifically anyone that is experiencing homelessness. It's such nice like community bonding, and I love to be of service in this way. It just feels really good to do good. I also started reading an audiobook, which is, if you know me, you know that's crazy because I don't like audiobooks, but I
Yeah.
have to like tell you. Okay, I started reading Haben Gurma's book. So it's Haben, the deafblind woman who conquered Harvard Law. So she's the first deafblind person, period, respect, okay, to graduate from Harvard Law School. She's an outspoken educator, an activist, and I just love following her work. I've been following her for years. Also, the sound of her voice is just like, it's just so satisfying. And she narrates her own books, and of course, she wrote her own book. Beautiful. So yeah, that's kind of what I've been up to this weekend. What about you, Takaya?
So over the weekend, I participated in World Cup festivities. So Atlanta is a host city. I live not too far from Atlanta, so I was out in the streets. Let me tell you, it was hot AF, but totally worth it. So if you guys haven't had the opportunity, please, please, please make sure you go. The tickets are free for general admission. Now you know I'm bougie. I did pay for general admission plus, so I can be in front with the
Yes.
people. And they had like live performances. Black, he was out there. There was a black rock band that was out there. It was a great time. And then also I hosted a girls' day. So we basically just like bar hopped and jumped around the city. We were in like Midtown. We went to what is that food hall? We went to JoJo's Beloved. It was like a really, really good time.
Oh, okay.
Really, really good time. Really, really good time. Like the supervisor at the bar, he was just like, try this. And we were like, yeah. So it was a great weekend. I was gonna ask you too for Food Not Bombs. You were on the prep side, right?
Yeah. So I
Okay.
do the prep. You can also distribute. Also, wait, that sounds like a really fun weekend. I don't want to pass over that. That
It
sounds
sounds
really fun.
good.
I'm glad you
You know,
had
my
your
brain
time
be
this week.
like, da, 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 da.
Exactly. But yeah, so there's the prep part and then the distribution. It is national, so it's all over the
Okay.
US, and maybe there's international chapters, I'm not sure, but they're all over the US. I know there's an Atlanta chapter. There is a distribution side. I personally don't do that because it's illegal to give people free food. So you will get ticketed. Okay. So you take on that risk. Yes, it's so backwards in this country, right? And we don't have to go down this rabbit hole. But just know, yeah. So I help with the food prep part and like picking up food or putting food in the free fridges and stuff around the city. I'm in Texas, just for context, y'all. Yeah, but so yeah, I just do the prep part.
Maybe we should have said that. So we're gonna pause. I know we're having really great talk. Just for the people joining us who don't know, Jen and I we grew up together in Texas. Military brat. So we hopped around. We hopped
Mhm.
around, and then like early adulthood kind of Jenna moved to Georgia, which is where my parents were stationed, and then we just stayed out here. And so I love that we just got to rekindle our friendship in person. Like that's so important. Now Jenna, she moved back to Texas, but we still visit, we still hang out. So just for some context, just if we didn't, I don't think we mentioned that on our socials.
Yeah, I
So
think we missed that. But yeah,
yeah,
good point.
yeah,
Good
yeah.
point.
Just for some context. So mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Okay.
I love that. And I also something I'm wondering too. I know we're gonna highlight this. Okay, books. We're getting into the review, right? But I want to know: do you have a favorite book of the year or least favorite book of the year? What's been on your plate for reading so far?
I do. So I'm going to start with least favorite. I read What the River Knows by Isabel Nunes.
Okay.
I mentioned this before, and for those who read it, if you enjoyed it, great. I know some like they're okay. So within the book, there are a lot of different subplots outside of the main plot. So I feel like it takes away from the main story. It takes away from the protagonist, and I want to be very nice about this. I read it because I love The Mummy. The Mummy is my favorite book, and then I saw these synopsis and it's like fans of The Mummy, and there
Right.
was just a lot of moving pieces going on in the story. Very descriptive though. If you are into a very detailed story, if you are into the adventure, it's set in Egypt, then it might be for you. It was not for me. Now, granted, I say that, and I read the second book, but stay lobby, stay lobby, stay lobby.
Okay.
I was in it. I was in it for the story for real. I was like, okay, this is a
Yeah.
lot going on, but I want to know what happens in the end. So,
Yeah.
you know. But my favorite book is probably that's a tough one. It's an equal tie between Big Girl Blitz by Daniel Allen. Oh my God, Chef's Kiss. I
Really?
read the entire Curvy Girl series.
Okay.
Big Girl Blitz is probably my favorite. It's my favorite. She's my favorite. I loved her. I loved her. Also, I do love Mayhem and Immortal. That's why I recommended it for our book of the month.
Yeah.
I really did love it. I did love it. What about you?
Yeah. So my favorite so far has been the whole Hiroko Oyamada. Oyamada. Okay. So the main character, Asa, basically she's in like a mid-level job. She doesn't love it. It's not like great there. Her husband has to move home for like his family. His parents are older. And weird stuff keeps happening, and she's finding out all these weird things. Like he's a secret brother she's never heard about that lives in like a shed. Okay, listen, she's chasing like a weird animal, and she falls into a hole. The
Okay.
townspeople are super weird. She's having a weird time. She's like not really fitting in. She has never really been like a housewife. And so to be pushed into that role, it's just not her. Things are just really weird in the town. But I guess what I would say is I love that this book, one, it really captures what it's like to be an outsider in a new place. And then it really holds space for like the loneliness, right? That is associated with that, where like you don't really know where you fit in. And it's just an interesting book. It's not super long. It's very detailed. And something that I love when I read, I had to look up some words. And that's like rare for me as a dictionary reading girly. So it was just so nice to read and think like, oh, I don't know what that word means, or like I've never seen this word before, right? So
Mm-hmm.
that was fun. Least favorite, My Ex the Antichrist. Okay, I thought this was gonna be like rock and roll band, maybe like a dot of religion, some
The
stuff.
title gives that.
No, no, okay. This reads like somebody's reading a documentary text to you, like the script of a documentary. There's
Oh.
so much religion, and in the end, the band becomes like a Christian band. It's like pushing Christian morals and values. It's like really strong Christian programming at the end, and it's very confusing because that's like the antithesis of the characters and their development. I just
Mm-hmm.
felt confused, and I didn't like it. But
Mm-hmm.
everything isn't for everyone. I'm sure some people really enjoyed this book. It just wasn't a fit for me. But yeah, so those are my two.
Okay. Okay. While we're on the topic of books, favorite books,
Yeah.
I want to bring up, and I love the hype. Let me say that I love the hype around book festivals, book fairs. We've been like seeing pop up online. Um, the Black Romance Book Festival, which is actually hosted in Atlanta. They're
Okay.
doing it again. The tickets are on sale for 2027. I did
Nice.
not get to go for 2026. I think I'm gonna wait to go. Are you like, is that something you would go to? Like,
I mean, if you go, I'm going, right? But I wouldn't have known about this until you, to be honest.
okay.
Like, I've never heard about, I've heard of like the Black Fae festivals and stuff like that,
Hmm.
like more fantasy type. But yeah, I
Hmm.
didn't even know this was a thing, to be honest.
Girl, I love it. I think this was for 2026. I think it was like their second year hosting.
Okay.
They had this year, like musical performances. I think it was Lloyd and somebody else came out there. Don't quote me. It may have been Tank. I don't know.
Okay.
But they had a couple of musical performances. Now here's the only thing, and dual sided opinion, right? I love that for all the feedback they get, they're very candid about being open to feedback and
Right.
applying feedback. Because I know a lot of the feedback for 2026 was that, hey, there's not enough space for all the people. And like, it was like the lines to do a meet and greet with some of the authors or get your book signed. They were kind of like merging. So it was really hard to like fit everybody in that space for what they had planned for the day.
Yeah.
Even outside of the book signings, I know they have like some type of craft type of night. They had like a make your own bouquet type of thing. I think what I'm looking forward to, and I think that would drive me to go because the tickets are not super cheap. So for 2027, they have a two-tier ticket. So the
Okay.
first tier, I think the prices start at like 430, four something, maybe five something. And then the second tier, I think it's like 530-ish.
Okay.
The difference between the tiers is one includes like a music festival aspect or some type of musical
Oh,
performance, and
that's
one
neat.
doesn't.
Uh-huh.
And most people I've seen as well, like they're blowing big money. Like outside of the tickets, they have books. They're buying books that they already have. And I'm a
Okay.
conscious queen. Where times is high. If that's what you do and you got the money for it, cool. But then also I would see the one online, be like, oh, look, my pockets. So I think I would
Yeah.
like some type of aspect where if I am buying a book, I really want it to be like a special edition, like a
That
third
makes sense.
edition, and it is like an embroidered hardback or something, like
Hmm.
more than like, hey, it's a paperback and we change the color of the dress on the cover. Or like we
Yeah.
have, don't get me wrong, that stuff is cool and I do love that. But if I'm spending money on something I already spend money on, for me, I want it to make sense. And I
Hmm.
would also love to see more of an interactive piece with it. Like I'm not sure if they had like book narrators there and like they have some kind of interactive panel. I feel like that would be really cool. And that would make it for me more of a draw for me to go. But yeah.
Yeah, I get that. And you know what that makes me think of? Like, I did go to Dragon Con once, and I get what
Mm,
you're saying. Like, you want more variety of events. Like, some are like panels, some are like different types of events where everyone's
mhm.
not just like waiting in this mega line to
Yeah.
see someone or like see a specific author or do something. Yeah,
Yeah.
I get that. Right. That totally
Mhm.
makes sense.
And you know what? They're still like young. They're still very green. So
Oh
I'm
yeah.
sure they're going to grow more, especially with the buzz around like the book world and the book community.
Hmm.
So I'm excited to see where they go. And I know that there are a couple of book festivals coming up soon, and there will be like some quick content. There's going to be the Decatur Book Fair. So
Cool.
look for me there, guys. I'll be there. I'll be like mixing and mingling. I'm excited for that. And I think they're gonna have another one in October as well.
Okay.
This is a book fair, but I think they're gonna have a book fest. It's something, but they're
Yeah.
framing it differently. But I'm excited to see stuff like that.
That sounds really cool. So you reminded me. I know the Texas Book Festival is coming up. I believe it's in November, which is great. And this is massive. It's in Austin and it looks like it's huge, like just from the photos I've been seeing. They also have like a gala. Yeah, tickets are too steep for me. They're $800 per
That's not bad though
person.
for like a gala and then whatever.
Yeah.
That's not horrible because especially if you're feeding me and you're giving me drinks, I might
Well,
go.
for me, like I can't eat that food. So I'm not paying $800 to be hungry, to be
That's
hangry, because I'm gonna be in a bad mood. I'm not doing that.
that's fair.
That's a bad choice. I'm not gonna do that to people.
We should probably
And I'm
call
gonna
them
be
up here and
blackout
just
drunk if I'm drinking. That's not right.
vegan options. Make
Hmm.
sure y'all have plenty of vegan options.
Yeah,
That's
it's too late for me to ask now, but like if I wanted to go next year, I would reach out and just make sure there's an option because it
yeah.
sounds cool. I would love to get a nice dress. Okay. But yeah, the funny thing to me is, and like this is so Texas, and I love it. I love my home state. You know, this festival is sponsored by HEB. So I love you so much.
Give me the butter tortillas.
I need to mail
Give
you
me the butter
some. Oh,
tortillas.
oh my gosh.
Yo, listen, y'all. I went to visit Jenna last year. We went, we had like a girls weekend and we did a quick like run to HEB just to have food to eat and snack on.
Hmm.
The best thing I took home was the buttered tortillas. I
They're
fucked
so
them up.
good.
Listen, I tore them up because they're
They're
freshly
so
made.
good. They're
If
always
you
hot.
guys listen, if you guys ever go to Texas, go to HEB and Shipley's and get you a
Hot
burger.
too. Get a kolache, get some tortillas, go home. Go to bed. You're gonna be tired after you eat all of it. Go to bed.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes. Forgot about that. Okay. Maybe
Yeah.
you can plan like another girls trip to next year.
Yes.
Do like a book festival tour or something.
That'd be
That'd be
so
fun.
fun. I'd love that. Yeah, something to keep in mind. I want to hear the tea. So you told me about Barnes and Noble and like security. What was going on there?
Girl, so there was, which I didn't even know was there. Now, granted, I've always been on like the south side, south end of Atlanta, so makes
Hmm.
sense. But in Marietta, they were closing the Barnes and Nobles. Let me tell you, it's a two-story Barnes and Noble.
What? I used to live. What do you mean? I used to live near there, so
Girl,
I'm confused.
two-story. I said,
I
since
never
when we
knew
had a
that.
two-story Barnes and Noble? Since when? Which is so insane. So
Yeah.
insane. So yeah, they were closing that store and people were posting about it
Hmm.
online. And girl, like within a week, they cleared the store out. Like I kid you not, within 7 days, the only thing left were like
Wow.
coloring books and Bibles. Like they quite literally cleared the store out and people were coming in droves because like the books were discounted at like
Yeah.
30, 40, 50%.
Okay.
So it got so packed out, they had to like get security.
Hmm.
The line was quite literally wrapping twice around the building, like insane. People waiting like 3, 4 hours to get in the store. Like
Yeah.
that was insane. And I kid you not, I think it was around the Black Romance Book Festival.
Okay.
So yeah, how like quinkydink, I don't know. I don't,
Wow. That
just
timing
how
is.
crazy. But you know what, they opened up another Barnes and Nobles off of Edgewood, so that
Oh.
one's not, it's not two-story. But I think I had read a quick article and they were saying Barnes and Nobles, that when you see locations closing, they're just trying to reconsider where they want to like rezone
Hmm.
stores. So I actually really love that, like, hey, that one closed but we have another one. Granted, it's not Marietta, but
Yeah.
I know Marietta has their own like local indie bookstores that I've
Yes.
seen opening online. So kind of a win-win. It's not too bad.
Okay.
Like it closed, but
Yeah.
we still have, opportunities there for us to support book businesses. So
I like that. Very cool. Very cool.
yes. Well, I think you guys, we are at a point where we can go ahead and talk about our drink of the month.
Yes.
So every month, you guys, along with reviewing a book, we will also have a drink of the month. So between my mind and Jenna is probably the best with drinks. So because her taste and liquor is exquisite. We will be creating drinks crafted after the books that we're reading or someone inspired by the books we're reading. So our drink for this month is the honey infused sangria. Jenna, do you want us to give us a little insight on this month's drink?
Yeah. So basically, basic sangria. You need a dry white wine. You could do rosé. You like rosé? You can do honey, agave if you want to keep it vegan, or simple syrup or maple syrup. We did apples. You can do cherries, whatever type of fruit you want to zhuzh it up. Literally dump all of it in a pitcher or a jar. Give it a stir until the honey or the agave dissolves. Pop it in the fridge overnight. You're golden in the morning. Delicious.
I'm gonna tell
Delicious.
y'all, it is good. I've like before we started filming, I was sipping on it, and my cup is basically gone. So this is like my second cup. So it's good. I hope you guys get to make your own. I feel like for the summer, I love doing like having a tradition of making a sangria every summer. That's like my
Yeah.
thing, like sangria and paella. I don't know why I like the pair of the two, but it just, I feel like if you have sangria, you gotta have paella. Why not? Why not?
Exactly, exactly. So I'm just gonna cheers you. So cheers, delish.
Yes.
Perfect.
Alrighty, guys. I don't think no. Mm-hmm.
Love that. It's just so refreshing. I'm like, I need to calm down.
No, it's so good. I think I'm gonna drink the rest, like for the rest of the day, and
Yeah, just
just
relax.
enjoy, relax, enjoy. But without further ado, you guys, we are going to go ahead and review Mayhem and Immortal. So, just for some context, we do have a 3-star rating system. The first star is T. So under T, we're looking at the wow factor. What makes this book stand out? What makes her pop? Okay. What makes her, you know what? Yeah, I like her. Our second star is Tails. So we're thinking about, okay, writing wise, is it simplistic? Is it more complex? Is it more descriptive? Are there different points of views, right? Do we like that? Do we not like it? Also, world building is considered under Tales. So, thinking about the world created or the setting created, do we like that? Is it immersive? Do we want to see more? Things like that. And then lastly, we have tropes. So, thinking about character development, do we like the characters? Are there too many characters? Are there not enough characters? Do the characters make sense? All that good stuff. So, without further ado, we will go ahead and get into it. A little background behind the story. So, Mayhem and the Mortal follow Zarya. Zarya is our protagonist, and pretty much her sister is some deep shit, okay? She pissed off her boss. Boss put a curse on her. And Zarya is like, okay, I gotta figure out how to save her. I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna figure out. And along the way, Zarya meets Thane. And Thane and friends find a way to help Zarya free her sister from the curse. And along the way, they have different stops they make that add to the story, add a little humor. Without further ado, we're going to get into it. Yes, we do have spoilers. There's no way we can talk about this book and not give spoilers. So if you haven't read, you want to read it, you don't want spoilers, this is your time to pause, come back later on. But yes, I just want to say as well, look at this.
It's so pretty. Yeah.
Look at her.
That, like, yeah.
I love stuff like this, y'all. It is so cute.
Cool.
Just because, again, I love a book that you can tell there was a lot of thought and intention put behind the story and the character and the world created. I just want to say as well, the way I found this book, whoever did the marketing did an amazing job. I kept seeing ads for it online for Instagram, and I was like, "Oh, what's this?" And I was like, "Whatever." And I had to do an emergency store run, and I live across the street from the Target. If someone at the Target don't beat me up. And while I was there, I was like, I might as well go to the book section. They had a deal on this book, and once I realized that the author was a Black author, I was like, okay, wait, no, I need her. Took her home, and this was so good. I am a kitschy, happy-go-lucky Hallmarky girl. So this book kind of ties into that, but it's a very well written story. So, Jenna, I will let you go first because I might be a little biased.
Okay, yeah. All right, so I'll start with my tea. For me, the tea is lukewarm. Okay. There was nothing that really surprised me about this book, but I will say I did enjoy it overall. I love the pace of the book. It didn't feel like it was dragging. It didn't feel like we were just flying through things or there was a lot of loose ends. There were a lot of detours, okay? We're getting closer and closer to the end of the book. We've got 30 pages left, 60 pages left. And I'm thinking, are we even going to go back to the original mission? There was a lot of detours, and it sort of frustrated me. I get why they're there. We're humanizing the characters. We need people to move the plot along. But I was just like, man, her sister's dead. Like, honestly, there's no way. There's no way now. So yeah, I was just begging for no more side quests. Um, it was interesting, like with the prince and the palace and how they moved that plot along, because they did actually need a side character to progress. That's how they even got to deal with the prince and the king and all of that stuff. Mm-hmm. I get it. It was just like, I don't know, the bridge. I was like, can we stop? Can we stop?
No, the bridge was crazy. The bridge was crazy. And I feel like, to be fair, I feel like each points like that, I think it tied into understanding the characters more. And that's why I didn't mind it while reading it. Like understanding Thane and why he is the way he is and why he can't give grace to people or why he doesn't trust people and the fact that you constantly see it.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah, that's fair. But I will say I just like how the book was written. I know you'll probably touch on this. I'll just broadly talk about it, but I like the understanding of society, like the different tiers of species and all of the intermixing and everything. It's just really interesting. And then, yeah, I'm wondering if our FMC, how do you, I always Zarya, yes.
Okay.
I don't think she's human. I don't know what she is, but there's something, right? Like I felt like something's going on, and I'm sure you're going to get into it because you did a way deeper dive than me. So I will say for that, my T is half a star out of 1. So we're there, right? Do you want me to just go through, or do you want to like jump in between?
Girl, how
okay,
many
I'll keep going.
come in?
All right.
Yeah.
Tales. I loved the way this author described the world building and detail. It was so good. Like I just felt like I was in Ember Coast. The details of like the story and where they grew up, and even the towns, like we're talking about the secret societies and all of these like dark, all the dark magic, whatever. We're talking
Mm-hmm.
about all of this, even getting to the tomb. I'm just
Yeah.
like, oh my gosh, we're in the jungle. Like it's just, it feels
And you
really
know
good
what?
to be pulled in. Yeah,
I love how each city does not feel the same. Like they
exactly.
very distinctly feel like different cities. Like I literally feel like I'm exploring part of the country world they're in. Like
Yeah,
yes.
I
Yes.
loved that. I love that. Like I like feeling like I'm being like sucked in to a book. For me, when I really enjoy a book, I'm not eating, I'm not sleeping. It's like I black out and I have to finish reading the book to like become a human again because I'm
Yeah.
so invested in what's going on and I have to know what's happening on the next page. Even if
Yeah.
there's 800 more until the book ends, I just,
Hmm.
full 1 out of 1, 1 star, delicious. Like that was very, very good.
Okay. Okay.
Tropes. Okay, I will say some of the tropes are giving cliche to me. Dark wounded hero, pain. Okay, we've been there. We know this. We know
Hmm.
this man.
Hmm.
Okay, and then yeah, just the juxtaposition between like dark wounded hero and the naive, like sheltered from life, which is confusing to me because she did not have a like her life was not really sheltered. So I think it's
That
good that
did.
she was maybe protected from all the bad things that happened. Like, of course, bad
Yeah.
things happened, but her naivety kind of spoke to like she was protected, so she was able to stay naive and able to still like think of people in a good way and think of the world in a good way. Like it didn't like poison her view of the world.
So hear me out. I think that because her and her sister, they both grew up in the shelter. I
Yes,
think her sister was like the hood one. Her
I
sister's the
think
one who's
so.
gonna like try it. Let me not say hood. Her sister's the one like she kind of thug nasty with it. I just get that vibe. Just because she was so bold enough to steal the elixir or the potion that caused her
Exactly.
to be cursed, and she kind of seems like the more bolder
Yeah,
sibling of the two. I feel like if it was time to tussle, her sister was gonna be the one to like start throwing hands.
I
I
think
get
so
that
too.
vibe. I
I
get
get
that
that
vibe.
vibe. Yeah. So she was like the sister was definitely protecting her. I think from a lot of these things. I mean, this
Yeah.
quest of the hero's journey, right? She wouldn't have had to go on this if none of these other steps happened, if none of these other, failures happened. So she was very insulated from all these events until
Yeah.
she couldn't be anymore. So yeah, I like that. And then just the talk of the magic, like shadow magic and stuff. Usually you see stuff like that in books about the Fae. And I love that this had
Mm,
nothing to do with the Fae. Like the energy
yeah.
comes from their gods and it's a completely different system. And pretty much all the characters are black. So I was like, this is so nice. Like, yeah, I just liked it. But yeah, this is a full 1 star for me.
Okay.
So 2.5 stars out of 3.
Okay. Okay. Do you have a favorite part, or was there a part you really enjoyed?
I liked, I'm gonna blank on his name. They're on the boat. It's the guy with the little dragon.
Yes.
When he saves them
It's
from a kraken, I was like, what?
yes. I feel like he is very underestimated. And I
Yes,
love that. I feel like that was very intentional writing in the book as well. Like throughout, you just kind of get the understanding that he is. And I don't know why I'm going to call him Hamish, y'all. That's not his name. It's someone
I
H
know
though.
it's not.
Someone H. I'm horrible with names, so please forgive me, y'all. But he is the secondary character, and they meet him kind of early on in the story.
Hmm.
And when you meet him, he's kind of like this vagabond. He's gonna like rob Zarya, but he kind of comes to be like this voice of reason a bit for her. And like you said, a bit of a savior towards the end of the book when the
Yeah,
Kraken comes and they're like do or die, and he's just like, no, no, I got it, I got it. He's like talking to the Kraken. I really love
exactly.
that. He's like, okay, you guys, you got to respect the Kraken. You got to bow. You got to do this. Like, I really, really enjoyed that, and I really loved that about his character arc. It was redeemed. It was redeemed.
Yeah, because I mean, the whole group kind of made it seem like he was dead weight
Yeah.
on the trek, and then like this was his redemption arc, right? He was like,
Hmm.
actually, I just saved everyone, and we can keep going now.
Yes,
Yeah.
I did love that.
It was
I
so
did.
nice. So yeah, I would love to know your thoughts and stuff. What's your ranking looking like?
Okay. Again, I might be biased, but as far as the wow factor, I really love the story. And I think again, the biggest piece that stood out is that all the characters were black. And I really enjoyed as well. what would we call it? Like a not I don't want to call it a caste system, but there is like a form of classism with the different
Yeah.
types of beings presented in the story. So you have the humans, you have like the mages and the warlocks and the sorcerers, and then you have the bestials. And I actually really love how the bestials were represented, and it wasn't just a brief, hey, here's who these people are. It
Yeah.
was when they got to the castle, there was time taken to kind of understand their history and how they got to be this thriving community, and the fact that they're a loving, happy community. They have this beautiful festival. I really enjoyed that. Like that was
Yeah.
beautiful. I really, really did. I love that. Just the thought and time put into it. Again, it was something that I feel like in other stories you see kind of you breeze by it, but just again, there
Right.
was a lot of thought put behind the lore with the bestials, and I feel like that
Mhm.
ties into the world building as well.
For
So
sure.
I'm gonna have to give it a star. Give it a
Okay,
star.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I get that. And I would say too with the like the bestials and the world building, it was for a reason. Sometimes when we
Mhm.
read books, there's just like a random, I don't know if it's an Easter egg or it's just like a plot point,
Yeah.
but then we never circle back, right? This is
Mhm.
like very clear. It was introduced, it was like reaffirmed, it was explained, everyone understands it. It's not just like a random idea that was like thrown in the middle of the book and then never addressed. So I appreciated the continuity.
Yes, yes, yes. And I also want to emphasize as well. Typically, when you see the bestials, they're spoken in a way of like they come off as kind. Like you never
Hmm.
really see them get violent. You never really see um any type of negative interaction when it comes to like the bestials. Like even when they're getting to the castle and they have to go through the gates. And what did they just go through? Was it a sewer? It was something. No, they went through like a bog, or they went through like
Right.
the forest with the swamp, and they fought like another monster with tentacles, and the water was
Yeah,
stinky, and the monster was stinky. And they get to the gate and they're just joking with them. They're like, "We don't even know who you are, but y'all stink." Like I thought that
exactly.
was just so funny. They were like, "You can go through, we'll figure it out, but please take a bath." Like I
Literally.
really love that. Um, for Tales, I would say I did love the writing and the world building. I literally felt like I was there. Like it was very clear the different dynamics for the different areas that you're in. Um, like I loved it. I loved it. I won't stay on that too long because I know we talked about it already. But I would have to give this star for Tales.
Okay, yeah.
For tropes, character development, and uniqueness. Now, what I love about this story is each character kind of has like their thing. Zarya, she's very
Hmm.
happy-go-lucky. She's very trusting. Thane, the complete opposite. The secondary characters, again, they have some type of backstory, and I love how throughout the story you really kind of see them grow in their own way, except for
Hmm.
Zarya. I feel like Zarya, she didn't have to change much because that ended up being something that helped them um get to where they needed to be in the story. And it's so crazy because everyone's like, "You're too trusting, you're too forgiving." And that ends up being something that really helps her. And I think it was so important to understand in the story outside of her having glasses as well. I love that too. But I really love that she stayed true to herself and she
Hmm.
never let that um become something like she felt bogged down by. I really love that about her story.
Yeah, I liked it.
Um,
It was a strength more so than a weakness. Like everyone else saw it as a weakness, but she doubled down and it was literally her strength. Like it saved them in so many situations because she was so genuine and like so pure of heart, basically. She was able
mhm.
to just like tell people, hey, listen, I'm trying to save my sister. We need help. Can you help us? And they're like, okay, yeah, you're on a valiant journey. I would love to help you.
Exactly. I really, really love that. And I have to say, the way the book ends, it gives the vibe there's going to be a second story. I hope there
Yes.
is. Shanora, we want a second book, please, pretty
Please.
please, pretty pretty please. Just because Jenna already mentioned it before, so where Zarya is from, the coast, she is gifted by her mom this magical pearl necklace, and that's what she uses to figure out, like her sister is cursed and she's got to go check on her, and what have you. Um, my assumption is that her mom had to like her mom gifted her this necklace. Like,
Hmm.
where did it come from? Like, where their origins and where they're from, could that island, could their people have some type of power? And if that's the case, does Zarya and her sister have that power?
Ooh,
I
okay.
think that because at the end of the book, when they have the fight scene with the sorcerer,
Yeah.
he just has his interest shifts from Thane to Zarya to the point
Yeah.
where he kind of sets her up where now he knows like they're gonna have to come into contact again. They're
Right.
going to
Because he's
have to.
tracking her now. Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
tracking her. And don't quote me, I might be wrong about this, but with the curse, doesn't it like drain her energy or transfers it to him or
Yeah,
no?
I think so.
Yeah, and I think it's really interesting. He chose to curse her. He could have cursed Thane. He could have, put it on anyone else. He could have did the sister again, but he chose Zarya,
Yeah.
which is very intentional. And so I think Zarya has some type of connection to magic. I don't know what it is.
Hmm.
Um, I feel like she might. I
Yeah,
feel like
I
she
think she
might.
might. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
wondering because, like, I know later we find out at the tomb, like, Thane's real intentions. What else is
Mm-hmm.
in that book? Because I think they needed something more than someone who's, like, willing to give you blood. Like, there's probably, like, more bullet points, right, of the spell. I'm just thinking it needed something else. And I'm wondering what
Mm-hmm.
about her fulfilled that besides the blanket
Ooh.
list, right? I think there's more stuff that he didn't tell her. So, just saying.
I like that. I
A
like that.
conspiracy theory.
No, I love that. That's a good one. That's a good one. Okay. Okay. Mm. But overall I'm gonna have to give it like a 3-star rating. I would love to
Nice.
read the second novel if it
Very
comes out.
nice.
Mhm. But yeah. We have more books upcoming. I hope you guys, if you do take the time to read Mayhem and the Mortal, that you enjoy it. Um, favorite part about the book, by the way, is the spice. I love it.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Listen, I had to go back twice and read that scene. The first scene with her and Thane, I was like, he said, what?
Yeah.
I don't think I read it right. I think I missed it. I will say this is more of a mild spice book. I find that I typically gravitate towards mild spice. So if that's your jam, this is it. As far as like tropes presented, we definitely have a bit of like Shadow Daddy in there. He's
Yeah.
dangerous, mysterious, meets sweetheart girl
Hmm.
next door. Yeah. So I hope you guys enjoy it. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was a really, really good read. Um, I do want to mention an upcoming book release that I'm excited for before we wrap. Alexis Nicole Nelson, she's a Black forager. She dropped pre-orders to her cookbook. I think they're live now, and she just got her first review on her
Ooh.
cookbook. It's called Happy Snacking, Don't Die. So she is the
Okay.
epitome of Black whimsical joy. She's like literally just a fairy that just walks around and teaches you how to eat snacks that come from the earth. And she's vegan, and I'm obsessed. So I gotta get my hands on this. She's also an educator. Um, she does talks like all over. When I was still in Atlanta, at the university I was working at, she did a talk that sold out. I couldn't even get a ticket to call out
Oh,
off sick to go. It sold out in like 5 minutes.
dang.
So yeah, I'm very, very excited for her cookbook.
Oh yeah. I love that. I'm gonna have to look at that. Now I ain't gonna hold you. I don't be cooking, y'all. I be warming stuff up. But I'm gonna have to look at it. I'm gonna have to I think it's
That's
really
okay.
cool. And I feel like I've seen her page online too where she goes out and she tells you like what's poisonous and whatnot. So
Yes, her little
yeah,
game show.
I
Exactly.
love
Exactly.
it.
That's
Come
her.
on, sis. Book it. I love that. That is so important, I think, and such a good skill. I feel like I'm a weirdo and I think about stuff like that, but should we go into like a dystopian society, right? I think these are really good skills to have, and you never know what may happen. And then also, I think it's so important to have to keep certain recipes, so to speak, right? I think it's really cool and it's so niche. So congrats to her.
Yes, yes, absolutely. And it's like it can be so practical too. I remember when I was in grad school, I was like running. This is when I still ran. And I tripped and fell, of course I did. And I like scraped my knee. But I found some feverfew and I made a poultice and the swelling was gone the next day. And it was just
Wow.
so, I didn't want to use antibiotics or anything. But yeah, so like knowing those remedies and knowing what plants to use and how to make a wet poultice, yeah, it was just cool. So it's just good knowledge to have. You never know when you're going to need it.
Listen, I feel like that's the way to go. My mom, she's been making juices now.
Yum.
And there's this one juice she makes. It's red cabbage, green apple, asparagus, and ginger.
Hmm.
And let me tell you, at first I thought she was just chatting. She was like, it's good for inflammation, and it's also good for just like curbing your appetite
Yeah.
and your metabolism. And it works. It works. I can see it in my face a little bit where I've been slimming down. Also, my legs swell up so bad, y'all. I'm trying. But that, like, every day now when I drink it,
Hmm.
I'm fine. Even it's raining today. Even when it rains, like I don't
Yeah.
feel it in my knees sometimes. It's a bee's knees.
Ooh, I'm really
Bee's
glad
knees.
that's helping you. That's really
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah. So alrighty, everybody. Well, we will go ahead and get ready to close out. Again, thank you so much. And if you enjoyed, please like, follow, share, all the good stuff.
Yes.
Again, expect more to come. We will be posting more episodes for you guys. Also, if you are an indie author and if you want to partner with us, feel free to reach out. Okay, like we're here for you. We want to read what you got going on. We want to share and celebrate you. So yes. Thank you again so much for joining us, and we will see you next time.
Awesome. Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Okay, I think we're good. Yay!